How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to a episode of Geeking Out, where we basically discuss everything nerd and geek related in the community. Tonight, I'm going to be interviewing a store coming to Medford soon called the Retrowromhole, and I am here with the owners, Nick and Julie.
Wayne.
Hey Wayne, thanks for having us on.
You guys are very welcome. I think it's pretty cool that you guys are wanting to have a shop here in Medford, such as the Retro Wormhole. Mind sharing with us what's gonna be all about and everything?
So it's going to be collectible toys, music, and gifts. Um, we're going to be kind of heavy focused on vinyl records. Don't really plan on doing much with CDs or tapes. Our main media style is vinyl. And then in terms of collectible toys, it's new and used, and vinyl's new and used as well. So we're just looking to kind of combine a couple things that are our passions that I think go together, but haven't seen together in the exact format that we have them yet.
And I feel like vinyl is coming back. I know a lot of people who like vinyl, such as myself and everything, and definitely.
Yeah, vinyl's definitely making a comeback. I think it was last year, vinyl outsold
CDs.
CDs for the first time since like
For a long
year,
time.
like sometime in the 90s.
Oh man. Now, what made you guys come up with the name the Retro Wormhole?
Um, so I'm into all things retro, and I had this idea. Wormhole sounds a lot better than Retroland or any other thing you combine with retro. Wormhole just sounds cooler. It kind of is taking you on a path that goes pretty deep, and you don't always know where it's going to end up. So it's kind of a gateway for all things retro. So when I came up with the name, I immediately grabbed the .coms, and initially I was really only going to do it as an online thing. But to my surprise, a couple of things happened. The first was when I monitored the Google Analytics on it, it got a lot of inquiries with no search engine optimization at all. And then I just actually.
So, as you were saying about the Google Analytics and everything,
Yeah, so the Google Analytics were off the chart for having no search engine optimization, and I was still looking at doing it online only. And then an opportunity came up to rent that space that we're in at 30 North Central in downtown Medford, and we decided to jump on it. The stars aligned. I had a lot of record inventory, some toys, and then bought some additional collections, and have another gentleman I'm working with who has a very large collection of toys dating back to the mid 70s. So that's essentially how we're able to fill the store to start out. There's not much new inventory in there right now. We'll get into new inventory once we get open, and honestly, once we get open and go through some of our existing inventory, because I wasn't sure we were going to be able to fill up the space, and now we don't have enough room.
yeah, no, I've seen your guys' Instagram and Facebook and everything. It seems like you guys got like a lot of inventory, ranging from like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Funko Pops, My Little Pony, records, and on a bunch of other artwork stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have some. There's music art in there that you can't even see yet. That's on a wall that you can't see through the window. So we do want to do art. We do want to do a lot of pop culture, tin signs, tin lunch boxes, patches, stickers. Eventually, we want to get into some T-shirt lines. We want to have stuff for the casual pop culture enthusiast that just wants to come in and maybe buy a T-shirt or a mug or a tin sign or tin lunchbox, that doesn't want to, deck out their whole house or isn't super into, Funkos or Star Wars toys or whatever it might be.
Nice.
We want to kind of have the product for the serious collector, but in no way do we want to scare away people that are more casual, or maybe casual right now, but in the future will be much more than casual.
Nice. And if you guys are ever considering like making a shirt or something of your store logo, a website I would recommend is called Teespring. And they basically what you could do is just pick any logo you want, put it on a T-shirt, socks, mug, stickers, stuff like that.
Okay, we'll definitely check it out. Yeah, we want to do T-shirts for sure. I have some stickers being made, and then we're going to average into T-shirts and hats and other gear. And we'd like to do some, not just do the one logo. I'd like to do a bunch of different Retrowormhole logo variations, because I think the brand itself, the name itself, is thing that I can see other people wearing, and I hope our customers agree with that.
Oh, I mean, I definitely agree, and I've seen like your guys' sign, and I like how that one sign says "Be kind and rewind." It's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, that was a last minute addition. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Are you familiar with the movie Be Kind Rewind?
No, I'm not. Not really.
Okay. I would definitely recommend you check it out if you're into retro. Jack Black is in it. Most Def and Danny
Oh,
Glover.
okay. Now I know the movie you're talking about. They basically have to recreate all the movies that he erased with his magnets and everything.
Correct.
Oh
Yeah. So
man,
that was
man,
a bit of a homage to
VHSs.
that. I consider it a bit of a underrated cult classic. It just makes me laugh just watching it. It's a hilarious movie.
And speaking of VHSs, do you guys like plan on having like old style VHSs as well?
I literally have a handful of them. We're not going to dive real deep into Blu-ray or 4K or VHS or Betamax or Laserdisc media for movies. I do have some laser discs in there as well. Um, Vast. And in terms of, I like tapes, I like VHS, but the demand isn't there like it is for vinyl. So honestly, what I do with old VHS tapes is I open them up, air out the innards, and I fill it with LEDs and turn it into a light you can hang on your wall.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Um,
So I have one mock up in there right now. There's a bunch of different stuff we're gonna kind of make. We're gonna, all of the junk records that we have, the stuff that doesn't make the cut, I turn it into something. I turn it into a clock. I turn it into a bowl. I turn it into a lampshade or a pendant lampshade. VHS tapes, like to turn into little LED lights. There's suitcase record players that aren't high-end record players that I turn into coffee tables and end tables. So there's some of that custom stuff because I'm a contractor / carpenter by trade. So there's a lot of stuff that I make too that we want to carry in the store. I just have to find the time to manufacture it all.
nice. And I'm not sure if I asked this, but what made you guys want to have a place like this, like an actual store for all this, retro stuff?
I don't know. What do you think, Julie?
Well, I think we're both looking for that nostalgic feeling of some of those classic pieces of music, movies, television shows, toys that we loved in our childhoods in the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s. And Nick, when he researches something, maybe it's Ghostbusters. He goes deep, he goes down a wormhole, and he discovers all these connections to other cultural phenomena and common themes that really, I think, resonate with a lot of people. If you just think of some classic stories like Star Wars or She-Ra, it's that classic hero's journey and the struggle between right and wrong and things like that. And I think there was a time where that was powerful in both of our upbringings and developing our outlook on the world and on life. And it's just looking to bring that back and incorporate it into our lives today.
Oh, definitely. And I think you guys are definitely in a good spot, being right next to Rogue City Comics and Astral Games. Like that spot right there in downtown is like a really good spot for you guys to get customers and everything and check out your store.
We're turning downtown Medford into a nerd mecca at this point with 3 stores that are all. I know Astral does well. I know Rogue City Comics does well, and I think I know we're going to do well. There's just it's going to be a destination. And,
oh yeah, definitely.
And I can say the one thing that will be a little bit different with Retrowormhole, we don't have it ready yet. Once we get open and we get everything situated, we will have an online presence. So I know you and I previously talked about some different online toy companies that are out there that carry some different lines. I fully believe that the Retrowormhole can get to a point where it will be in the conversation with some of those other big online toy stores that you think of.
Oh yeah, definitely. And another thing I'd highly recommend once, this pandemic and everything gets over, I would highly recommend looking into the Medford Comic Con, which is like literally at the library every year around April, except for, this year and last year. They're another place I would definitely look into for you guys, because a bunch of shops like Rogue City and Astro Games, they're vendors there for their stores. So that's something I'd highly recommend looking into.
Yep, we'll absolutely love to participate in that. I mean, talk about dreaming big, like not just Comic Cons. I'd love to get to the point where we're sponsoring concerts at the Brit Festival or in downtown Medford with, 80s bands. Like, come into town and we have parade floats in our festivals every year, and we're doing recreation. We have people cosplaying, and we're doing recreations of the float scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Nice.
These are lofty ideas, but
you gotta. To quote, Michael Fassbender from Prometheus, big things have small beginnings.
Exactly. It's for me, those are the ideas that really keep it fun. I mean, I love what's right in front of me, and I love engaging with customers and selling, and so does Julie. But these things, doing those kind of things where you make hundreds of thousands of people smile simultaneously, that's what I want.
Oh no, definitely. I think that would be a really good thing. And like I said, I always check out your guys' Instagram and everything, and looking at the inventory you have, and I was like someone like me who was raised on that stuff, growing up in the mid '90s and everything, and just being raised on all that kind of stuff is something to look forward to, especially for a lot of people who grew up being into like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and all that. I'm really glad to see a shop like that here in town. I think that'll not just benefit you, but benefit those who are into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot of local vendors that make some really, really cool retro, related or geek related, nerd related, whatever you want to say, art. Some of it's already available, either at Rogue City or at Astral, but there's some stuff that is still untapped, untouched, that fit better in our store. So we're going to tap into that local market too. I want to support local business and do crossovers as best we can. as much as we can.
Almost definitely, and I've seen you guys like have like a wide variety of Funko Pops as well. I've like seen the wall, and I was like, that's a lot of Funko Pops.
That's a lot of Funko Pops, and believe it or not, all of those were our secondary market purchase. So the majority of them um, are pretty collectible. They're not face value pops or what you would, normal retail price pops, but we will be uh, bringing in a complete line of current pops at traditional retail prices and run sales, in addition to trying to find collections in the secondary market. So I'm hoping we can continue to feed that that collector that's trying to find something specific that's very collectible and hard to locate.
Oh yeah, and it sounds like you guys will have the store for that too, because I mean, again, looking at the kind of records you have, I've never even knew such certain records existed until I was looking at your guys' Instagram.
Yeah, there's a few in there that I didn't. There's probably more than a few. Um, there's a lot in there that I didn't know existed either. Some of the ET ones that we found were pretty interesting, and I'm holding one of them back because it came with a fun poster that I'm actually going to frame and probably put up in the store
Nice.
of Michael Jackson and ET together.
Nice. Nice, and I'm sure it's also nice to have your wife helping you run the store as well.
Absolutely, I honestly could not um, have done this without Julie. I started the build out, and it would be it'd be 3 more months before we got open if I didn't have Julie, to be honest with you, and Dave too. Dave, who's helping with his toy collection and helping with merchandising and getting his stuff out and priced. If I didn't have them, lot longer road, because I mean I have a another business that I run and am working. So this is literally like every night and weekend where I have enough energy to work on it.
Nice, nice, and that's like I said, that's really cool. That's really good of you guys to do that. So is it just gonna be the two of you running the store, or how's that work? How's that working out so far?
Initially, it'll be me, Julie, and Dave. We're going to start with limited hours. I really don't think there's any sense in doing a grand opening right now with
No.
COVID. I'm also not a fan um, of a grand opening without doing a soft opening first. So
All
we're going to
right.
do a soft opening. We'll be open 2 days a week. It'll be Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. starting on April 16th. We'll work all the bugs out, get our inventory practices under control, get our supply chains under control, and then eventually we hope to expand our hours 4 days a week. We'll mirror Rogue City Comics hours since they're our attached neighbor. Do an 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday and see how that goes and determine if we want to stick with that or expand it even further, or maybe do special holiday hours where maybe we're open further.
Just basically baby steps and everything.
Yeah. And then at some point, we can have, we may not have an actual grand opening till next year, because if we're going to have a grand opening, I want to throw a party, and I want to be able to have the store loaded with people and have,
Some
maybe
retro music playing and everything.
for music or movies, or I don't know, if I can get Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd to come out and dress like Blues Brothers and do a concert in the front window in the fishbowl, then I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that'd be nice to see something like that for sure. I mean, so mind sharing a little bit about some of like your, some of the items you like that you like having in the store personally.
yeah, let Julie start with that, because we're gonna have, we've purposely merchandised the store. Initially, when you looked through the window, you saw a ton of Pops, a ton of Star Wars, all this stuff. But as of recently, we've pushed a lot of the product that Julie's specializing into the front, and that's intentional, because it looked very male dominated when you looked through the window before. So Julie's mixed in a number of things that she's passionate about. Julie?
Well, I'm really excited about a lot of the items that Nick has acquired through these collections, and it's been really difficult not to want to keep everything. There is some really unique vinyl records that I'm really tempted to keep for myself, but I also want it to be a really fun destination for people to visit and to find those pieces that you can't find anywhere else. And Nick's got a lot of those. Some of the things I'm really excited about. So when I was a kid, I really wasn't into Barbie dolls or baby dolls or any of those kind of like traditional girl toys, but I really I was a big fan of She-Ra, Princess of Power, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So I'm really excited to see Hasbro come out with a revival and a new retro line of their She-Ra action figures.
Yeah, especially with the TV show that came out like a couple years back.
The Netflix show. Yeah.
Correction, it's actually Mattel, not Hasbro.
Is it Mattel?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it is Mattel. So I'm really excited about that. And there are some like first generation, third generation, and fourth generation My Little Pony toys, and even like castles and rainbow houses that I really loved playing with as a kid. So I'm really excited to revisit that, to share some of that with my nieces, and to find out, are there any kind of closet bronies out there, which is a My Little Pony fan.
Oh yeah, I'm fully aware of bronies. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, My Little Pony has just, from the figurines to the TV shows to the cosplays and everything, I feel like it's definitely expanded from what it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Especially with the fourth generation that came out in 2010, with the new comic books, the new stories, the new television show, which is streaming on Netflix as well. I'm really excited to see a new generation kind of get into those classic stories that are really tell kind of these common, that we all face in the form of, characters. So I'm really excited about that. But also, so there's some really cool movie props and posters. I'm big into movies as well. And there are a lot of movies that really influenced me as a kid and as a young person. The other day we were doing some inventory, and Nick has this original Ghostbusters movie poster from the original movie.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. And there aren't very many in existence. So unique things like that you don't see everywhere, that you can go buy at a big box store. Those kind of things excite me.
And correction, Dave has the movie poster from original Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah. I want the movie poster from original Ghostbusters, but it is very valuable.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of retro things, like, they're either too expensive or very hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah, and it's not a reprint. So, in terms of expanding on what Julie just said, obviously we're gonna have tons of Star Wars, but we've got Aliens, we've got Predator, we've got The Matrix, we've got Lord of the Rings, we've got Indiana Jones, like you mentioned. There's a few Rick and Morty items in there right now.
Nice.
There's some Star Trek.
There's some Doctor Who.
I do not have a lot of Ghostbusters right now, but I plan on adding more of it because that's one that I'm passionate about. Back to the Future is another one that I would like to load up on that's a little bit harder to find, that we don't have a lot of right now. And if people request it, We don't have a ton of He-Man or She-Ra. There's a whole new series of toys out, but I don't have any of the originals in the store right now. So as we come across those collections, I know I've already had people reach out and ask if we have specific things. We're going to seek it out, and if there's a demand for it, we'll bring it in and make room for it. If I have to buy a warehouse to store the stuff, at some point, just to expand out further, we will. If there's demand, we'll meet it. We may not meet it in the timeline maybe everybody wishes. We're constantly working to improve, and the same goes for the vinyl. Vinyl is vast, and we have a lot of it. There's a lot of good vinyl. There's a lot of mediocre vinyl, and when I say mediocre, I just mean less in demand. And then there's some stuff that is not going to move very fast, and I'm going to see how it. I don't think it's going to move very fast. I don't know. It might fly off the shelves for all I know. It's just not stuff that maybe I'm into. So we're going to start with it and see how it goes. And if it's if we have stuff that's taking up real estate that's not moving, we'll get it out of there and bring stuff in that people want.
Nice. So like other classic cartoons, like I'm sure you're familiar with them, like the Herculoids, Thundercats, stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, Thundercats was on my punch list. Thundercats, Voltron, some Power Rangers stuff. We would like to get more of that. What's some of the other ones we thought of earlier today?
Personally, I'd love some Inspector Gadget stuff.
Nice.
If anyone out there has some, let me know.
I don't know if any Inspector Gadget. Like I remember when I used to be a kid, when the Inspector Gadget movie came out, I remember Burger King have the Inspector Gadget toys.
Right. We actually have a couple
Tron,
of those.
that's one that I missed. Tron, Gremlins, and Goonies. I need to find a line on Tron, Gremlins, and Goonies. Paraphernalia.
I think that the Mogwai from the Gremlins is really the original Grogu.
Yep. Yeah, actually, I actually saw your guys' plush Grogu and the little that bubble mirror on your and again on your Instagram.
That I'm happy with how that turned out. He lives in the.
It's going to be a really fun store to visit. Even if you just come and visit and you don't end up buying anything, like Nick said, we have a range of offerings from everything from a one-of-a-kind movie poster or an autographed concert poster. There's only one in existence. You can't get it anywhere else. But then there will also be a line of products for the more casual enthusiast. However, if you don't end up buying anything, you're going to have a great time just coming into the store and looking at everything. And Nick's got a couple of surprises up his sleeve that are going to come out before the store opens and going to be like visible from the window, that are going to be spectacular and really add to the atmosphere of downtown Medford, which I really believe is on the rise and gonna start really exploding soon. And it's just gonna be a great experience to come in. Like, everyone is gonna have a great memory come back, something that they haven't thought of in years, maybe since their childhood. Anyone who visits us is gonna walk away with a smile on their face.
Anytime you come in the store, I have a 55-inch TV up on the wall where we're either going to be playing movie or playing music videos, or if we're not doing that, I've got a turntable at the front of the store, and we'll be playing records.
Nice.
So there's always going to be something. We're not, I'm not saying you'll never walk in and hear Pandora, but probably never going to walk in and hear Pandora.
You want to give that classic nostalgic feel, like when people used to go to a comic book shop or a record store and just go to a booth and listen to a record for who knows how long.
Yeah, if somebody is wanting to buy a record that they want to hear first, then we'll pause the movie and we'll spin up the record. you know.
Nice. Now I gotta ask, how long did it take you guys to set up the store for it to get ready for its soft
Well,
opening?
well, we've been working on it since
November?
I think November. I started working on it in either October or November. I think I got the keys in late October and started the build out in November. And the other thing you'll notice when you go in is I probably built 60 to 70% of the fixtures myself.
Oh wow.
So the only things that we bought were two showcases, a register stand, two corner pieces for the showcases, slat wall grid, peg hooks, and everything else in there. Oh, and then 4 rolling gondolas. Everything else in there I built.
Here you go.
Sorry, my Google decided to think that
you're you're fine. Again, I think what you guys are doing is gonna be pretty cool to check out once you guys are opened. What is your guys' official opening date?
We are opening on Friday, April 16th at 11 o'clock. We're going to be open Fridays and Saturdays. So Friday, April 16th and Saturday, April 17th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. will be open. And then for the rest of April, we'll be open on Fridays and Saturdays. And we're going to see how it goes. And we do both work other jobs. So we're going to slowly expand our hours after that. But we're really excited for Friday the 16th.
And then the
Yeah,
Pear
first
Blossom Parade is the weekend before on Saturday the 10th. So, you know, Juliet expressed wanting to be open for a sneak preview on that day, but I was a little concerned about ironing out any of our little bugs with a parade going in front of the store and people rampaging it.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to be in front of the store. The plan is to be in front of the store on that Saturday, April 10th, when the parade is going by, talking about the store and handing out stickers.
Nice. And where again is your store located?
At 30 North Central in downtown Medford, Oregon, next to Rogue City Comics, pretty much directly across from the Woolworth building, or kind of kitty corner from it.
Yeah, yep. It's right on the corner of Main and Central in downtown Medford, right by Middleford Alley, right next door to Rogue City Comics. So it's really accessible.
To those who are listening, if you were in the Medford area or thinking about coming to the Medford area to visit, be sure to check out the Retro Wormhole and make sure to look out for owners Nick and Julie.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're so excited.
You're very welcome. So that should about wrap it up. Again, Nick and Julie, thank you for coming on tonight to talk about the your upcoming store, the Retro Wormhole.
Yeah, thank you for having us. And everyone, please also keep an eye out for retrowormhole.com. That'll be coming shortly down the road. And you can reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. We have pages on both. If you have any questions or are looking for something specific or are looking to get rid of collections or acquire something, just reach out. We try to respond, and we're always looking for new people who are interested in the same things we are that can engage in conversation on our page and kind of further the goal.
Yes. Again, wait, what was that?
Thank you very much, Wayne.
Oh, you're both are very welcome. Again, I'll make links to their Facebook and Instagram will be in the description below. Again, thank you both, and until next time, everyone, thank you for listening, and also thank you for watching.